The AR-15 grabs the headlines, but the Kalashnikov gets the real round count. And in 2026, those purists who spent decades calling the AK platform inaccurate are officially out of excuses. We are counting down the top 10 AK pattern rifles, redefining the legendary Kalashnikov legacy. Think tighter tolerances, better barrels, and precision. The AR crowd never expected from any AK. We have got American beasts and a controversial hybrid that aggressively steals the AR-15's own defining caliber. And our absolute #1 pick does it so well, it makes the entire AR-15 argument feel downright embarrassing. But to truly understand why, we first have to see what came before it. Let us go. Number 10. The Polytech Type 56. For millions of soldiers fighting through decades of global conflict, the Kalashnikov did not actually start in Russia. It began in China, built inside secretive state-run facilities like Arsenal 66. The Chinese Type 56 was a direct, fully licensed clone of the classic Soviet design. But when Poly Technologies exported these to the American market back in the 1980s, they quickly became the absolute holy grail for serious collectors. And here is the incredible historical secret that makes them so valuable. While the Soviets and the rest of the world transitioned to cheaper 1mm stamped sheet metal for the AKM, Polytech's iconic Legend line remained totally faithful to the original 1950s Russian Type 3A K-47. They used a massive drop-forged milled receiver and a gorgeous deep blue finish instead of rough, cheap Parkerization, tipping the scales at a pretty hefty 8.5 pounds for the milled variants. It stretches out to a massive 34.5-inch footprint. It packs a 16.3-inch chrome-lined barrel alongside two undeniable visual signatures, a fully enclosed hooded front sight and a wicked underfolding spiker bayonet. While the AR-15 was born from some corporate defense contractor pitching cheap, lightweight plastics, the Polytech was literally forged to survive peasant armies and extreme jungle warfare. But mere replication has a ceiling. What comes next completely climbs above it. Number 9. The Century Arms WASR-10. There is a clear reason the WASR-10 defined the American AK market for a generation, and it divides the community just as fiercely as the AR-15 debate itself. So here is the absolute ground truth about its actual origins. This WASR-10 is definitely not some cheap American kit build. It is manufactured from solid, heat-treated steel, entirely inside Romania's legendary Kugir arms factory, carrying the direct, rugged combat DNA of their old PM Model 63 military rifle. But here is the hidden engineering secret behind its most infamous flaw, that notorious magazine wobble. Thanks to strict import laws, every WASR actually leaves Romania as a restricted single-stack sporting rifle. Once they land on American soil, Century Arms physically mills out the magazine wells to fit standard double-stack Kalashnikov magazines. And that rough secondary machining process is exactly where the fit and finish issues come from. But try looking past those rough cosmetics. It packs a heavy-duty 16.25-inch cold hammer-forged chrome-lined barrel, a premium spec that easily outlasts most budget AR-15 rifles. Driven by a pretty brutally reliable long-stroke gas piston, it punches out 7.62 by 39mm rounds with devastating close-range ballistics that 5.56 simply cannot answer. It basically brings indestructible, pure military DNA straight to the entry-level market. What comes next leaves those entry-level compromises completely behind. Number 8. The CMMG Dissent BR-47. This reveals the massive engineering problem the Kalashnikov always carried. It completely refuses to play nice with modern AR-15 ergonomics. The two platforms are entirely distinct. For American shooters, that visual division means losing their muscle memory. The CMMG Dissent BR-47 steps in to solve that. It does not replace the classic AK. Instead, it aggressively hijacks its caliber. While many assume this platform runs their radial delayed blowback, it actually relies on a proprietary direct impingement setup, completely removing the classic buffer tube. It houses the recoil system inside the monolithic upper receiver. Check out the genius legal loophole behind this silhouette. Engineered as a featureless ranch rifle, it bypasses strict bans to give shooters a tactical edge. By using a traditional Remington 870 pattern Magpul shotgun stock, instead of a pistol grip, shooters trapped behind restrictive state lines can legally run a high-capacity tactical rifle and feed it directly from standard Rock and Lock AK magazines. It tips the scales at 8.1 pounds and stretches to a 39.2-inch footprint. That includes a 16.1-inch barrel, an adjustable gas block, and a forward non-reciprocating side charger. Shooters get true 7.62 by 39mm ballistics, an MLOK handguard, and direct AR-15 trigger compatibility. The classic Kalashnikov caliber reigns superior, operating right from inside the AR house. Number 7. The Kalashnikov USA KR-103. When Kalashnikov USA first launched in Pompano Beach, the purist community immediately wrote them off. They assumed it was just a flashy marketing name on another American clone. Then the real truth dropped. Here is the incredible manufacturing secret behind this rifle. Before the 2014 import sanctions severed ties with Russia, KUSA actually acquired the authentic Russian technical blueprints for the AK-100 series. No reverse-engineered copy here. It comes directly from genuine Russian blueprints. While domestic AR-15 receivers are incredibly easy to machine out of raw aluminum blocks, stamping and riveting a true Kalashnikov receiver to military specifications requires massive industrial tooling. KUSA absolutely nailed it. Weighing a beautifully balanced 7.68 pounds, it features a forged trunnion and a 16.33-inch chrome-lined barrel. It stretches out to a 36.75-inch overall footprint, compressing down to a highly transportable 27.5 inches, using its brutal, toolless side-folding stock. It comes equipped with a standard side-mounted optics rail and flawless 7.62 by 39mm reliability. The KR-103 proves a real Kalashnikov can be made in America. But watch this, what comes next completely shifts the paradigm. Number 6. The Zastava ZPAPM70. Yugoslavia never went along quietly. When they adopted the Kalashnikov, they completely overbuilt the platform. Imported directly from the 170-year-old Kragujevac factory in Serbia, this M70 refuses to conform. While a traditional Soviet AKM uses a thin 1mm stamped receiver, the M70 is armored with a thick 1.5mm receiver, paired with a bulged front trunnion, ripped straight from the heavy-duty RPK light machine gun. Behind that extra steel lies a hidden military secret. Yugoslav combat doctrine demanded standard infantrymen fire heavy rifle grenades directly from the barrel. A standard 1mm AK receiver would literally warp and shear its rivets under that brutal recoil. So Zastava structurally reinforced the M70 to survive extreme abuse, tipping the scales at a beefy 7.9 pounds. This beast stretches to a 35-inch overall footprint. It packs a 16.3-inch cold hammer-forged chrome-lined barrel and features that iconic safety selector cut with a manual bolt hold-open notch. Stack it against any standard pattern Kalashnikov, and the heavy-duty M70 absorbs rapid-fire recoil noticeably better while keeping its precise tolerances infinitely longer. Good steel, a proven manufacturer and military heritage, without the military price tag. But the rifles ahead on this list add tactical precision to those qualities. And that precision is where things get truly decisive. Number 5. The WBP Jack. The biggest lie about the Kalashnikov is its legendary inaccuracy. The Polish WBP Jack exists specifically to explode that myth. While many assume all European AKs come from massive, state-run arsenals, WBP is actually a passionate, independent manufacturer based in Rogo, Poland. Tipping the scales at a perfectly balanced 7.1 pounds, it stretches to a classic 35-inch overall footprint, with gorgeous traditional fixed laminate wood furniture. Now check out the incredible manufacturing secret that gives this rifle its surgical precision. While WBP makes almost every single part in-house, they specifically outsource their elite barrels to FB Radom. That means this commercial rifle is rocking the exact same 16.25-inch cold hammer-forged chrome-lined military barrel, used on Poland's legendary barrel assault rifle. They mate that premium military barrel to an ultra-precise, oversized forged front trunnion. Because the trunnion is the structural heart of the rifle where the bolt locks, a sloppy fit totally bleeds accuracy. WBP machines their trunnion so incredibly tight, it locks up like a bank vault, effortlessly outshooting most standard stamped Kalashnikovs out there. There is one rifle on this list with a stated barrel length and actual barrel length differ. Drop your guess in the comments below. Number 4. The Zastava M90. This beast brings the Kalashnikov's indestructible operating system straight to the caliber. The AR-15 community constantly claims as its defining advantage. Chambered in 5.56 NATO, the ZPAPM70 completely bridges the gap. It is built on the same massive 1.5mm stamped receiver and bulged RPK trunnion as the M70, tipping the scales at a hefty 8.5 pounds and stretching to a 39-inch overall footprint. By running an 18.15-inch cold hammer-forged chrome-lined barrel, it squeezes maximum velocity out of the 5.56 cartridge, pushing it far closer to its ballistic ceiling than a standard 14.5-inch AR carbine ever could. Here is the incredible mechanical secret most shooters completely miss. Tucked under the gas tube is a factory-installed 3-position adjustable gas block. Because 5.56 NATO and commercial 223 Remington have vastly different pressure curves, Zastava engineered this rifle to be perfectly tuned right by the user, completely silencing the standard complaint about overgassed AKs. It feeds from dedicated steel-reinforced 5.56 Kalashnikov magazines to ensure flawless feed geometry. You get the AR-15's exact ammunition compatibility. It uses a rugged long-stroke gas piston that actively blows carbon away from the action. Keep your favorite caliber, but grab a better platform. At number 3, the IWI Galil Ace Gen 2 enters the arena with absolutely zero compromises. It stands as the ultimate modernized evolution of the classic Kalashnikov. Israel Weapon Industries took that legendary long-stroke gas piston design and locked it inside a brutally strong milled steel upper receiver, mated with a lightweight polymer lower. It tips the scales at a beautifully balanced 7.8 pounds for the 16-inch 7.62 by 39mm build. The rifle stretches to a 38-inch footprint, utilizing a folding M4-style stock knuckle. Let's look at the brilliant mechanical secret that makes this weapon virtually desert-proof. Standard AKs leave a massive gaping hole in the receiver when safety is off, letting sand and mud ruin the action. IWI engineered a brilliant spring-loaded sliding steel dust cover right on the left side charging handle that automatically snaps shut after every single shot, completely sealing the receiver from the elements. Stack this beast right against elite modern rifles like the FN Scar. It runs a cold hammer-forged chrome-lined barrel and a free-floated M-lock handguard. You can grab one in 5.56 by 39, or even 308. It delivers fully ambidextrous safeties and precision accuracy while completely destroying the traditional Kalashnikov ergonomic nightmare. Only one rifle remains, and the final verdict is coming. Number 2. The Meridian Defense Pestilence. This is where American Kalashnikov manufacturing completely stops making excuses. Meridian Defense Corporation definitely does not build rifles for the mass market. They forge custom made-to-order weapons, meticulously hand-fitted, with the exact same obsessive tolerances you would expect from a high-end 2011 race gun. They prove that you do not need a heavy milled block of steel to hit precision accuracy, tipping the scales at an incredibly nimble 7.4 pounds. The Pestilence is handcrafted on a premium American stamped receiver. It utilizes authentic, battle-proven Romanian military trunnions. There is an incredible historical secret behind this iconic look. That distressed wooden handguard is no modern replica. Meridian takes original decades-old surplus Romanian dong grips, real wood that actually saw Cold War service, and manually chops, reshapes, and custom stains them into their signature shark fin profile. You are literally holding real combat history, adapted for modern tactical control, stretching to a super compact 35-inch overall length. It features a 14.5-inch match-grade barrel, pinned and welded with a suppressor ready break to meet the legal 16-inch minimum. Every single rifle is individually headspaced and tuned. But even the legendary Pestilence sits at number 2, because our champion achieves absolute perfection at a massive production scale. Number 1. The Arsenal SAM7 series. 70 years after Mikhail Kalashnikov drew his first sketch, this is what his platform was always meant to be. Imported straight from Bulgaria, the Arsenal SAM7 series is the undisputed apex of the modern AK world. It completely throws away stamped sheet metal for an incredibly massive milled receiver. Here is the mind-blowing manufacturing secret that fully justifies its legendary military status. Arsenal does not just CNC these from standard bar stock. They slam a massive 5-ton hammer down hot die drop, forging a solid steel blank, fundamentally aligning its molecular grain, giving it indestructible strength, followed by 5.5 hours of precision milling per receiver. Just look at their flagship SAM7 SF variant. It weighs a hefty 8.5 pounds and stretches 38.2 inches from end to end. It rocks a 16.25-inch cold hammer-forged Steyr barrel, easily printing sub-2 MOA groups. Mechanically, it delivers a massive tactical advantage over standard Soviet designs. A right-side folding tubular stock. This genius modification lets you completely collapse the rifle down to 28.4 inches without removing your left side-mounted optics. It even features a proprietary ambidextrous thumb safety built directly into the pistol grip. Stack it up against any stamped Kalashnikov on Earth, and the SAM7 remains completely untouchable. The final verdict is in. If you ran AK pattern rifles while others argued over AR-15 accessories, this video was made for you. The data has always been on your side. So, which rifle here makes the strongest case? And if you think that #1 ranking is wrong, tell us why in the comments. Be specific, factual, no brand loyalty, just data. Subscribe for firearms content that respects your intelligence, verified specs, real history, and absolutely zero hype. See you next time. If any specialist in the AK community spots a spec error, drop a verified source in the comments. It goes right into the description.